This video talks about closing entries, and specifically we're just going to do sales. So this will be a short one. Basically, sales is a temporary account. We accumulate sales over the course of a month or the course of a fiscal period, whatever our accounting period happens to be. And at the end of the month, we're going to take our number and we're going to bring it back to zero so that we don't start off the next fiscal period with any number of sales. This will help us compare sales numbers from different fiscal periods. We'll see if we're making more in this quarter or this month than we did in a previous one. And it really kind of provides nice pieces of information. Sales is not permanent. It is a temporary account. And therefore, at the end of every fiscal period, in this case, 1 month, we have to bring it back to zero. And we're going to do just that. So closing entries, again, we'll put the same date in here, November 30th. The number will be sales. Now, we're going to go back to our worksheet for a second. Let's bring that up. Our total amount of sales was $8,472. That's a total number of sales. That's how much in sales we accumulated over the course of the month. We started with zero, and over the course of the month, we've sold $8,472 worth of product or service or whatever it is we happen to be selling. So that's our sales number. So it's in the credit column here. How do you think we're going to bring this number to zero? Well, it starts with a D and ends in EBIT. Because in the journal here, we're going to put 8472 into the sales debit column. So when we go to put this into the ledger now, sales is going to be brought to zero because there will be a ledger balance of 8,472 in the credit column, and then we're going to bring in this new single entry of $8,472, and that'll bring the ledger balance to zero. One problem. Do our debits match our credits right now? No, because we have this debit amount, this $8,472 worth of sales debit. Ruh-roh. We have a sales credit column here, by the way, but we're not using it because this sales happens to be a debit because we're bringing it to zero. So we had the credit balance. Now we're bringing that credit balance back to a zero. So we have to put in this entry for $8,472 worth of sales debit. Problem, as I said, now our debits and credits are off because we have this big debit right here. So we got to make debits and credits equal. And to do that, we're going to kind of make a dummy account. Just an account that's in existence for the pure purpose of making debits and credits equal. So we're going to call this dummy account income summary. You've seen these words before. Here's what it means. It's going to go in the journal here as the second part of this transaction. Remember, every transaction has two parts, right? We have a debit part, and we're going to have a credit part. So we're going to put $8,472 into this income summary credit. What is income summary? Again, just a dummy account that's in existence only for the sole purpose of making debits and credits equal. There's no other reason to have this account. But now, since we have this account with this number put in the journal now, our debits match our credits, and that's what we're going for. So we've brought sales to zero with this debit entry, and with this income summary line, we've equated debits and credits, which is what we want to do. Next one, we'll talk about expenses, very similar in scope of what we do there.